How's it going, everybody? As I promised you the other day, I am doing another video on more behind the scenes footage of Avengers Infinity War. Today in this video we're going to see some digital animation and editing on the battle in Wakanda, the battle on Titan, some of the animation for Thanos, and then, really cool scene, some of the animation and editing on the battle between Banner in the Hulkbuster suit and the Black Dwarf, or as he's called in the movie, Cole Obsidian. Before we start, be sure to hit that subscribe button to get more behind the scenes footage of Avengers Infinity War and to stay up to date on Avengers 4. There's a lot of great and awesome footage in this video, so let's just dive right into it. This first scene is really cool because you get a glimpse of how the editing is layered, how the whole scene comes together because it's all animation. We can see here that they place the ground and the energy barrier and the Outriders and Wakandans that are fighting on the ground first. And then they place the explosions that are coming from War Machine's rockets, and then they place War Machine. So essentially, they do the background first, and then they focus on the main thing in the shot that is being filmed, or animated and edited. Now, I do want to point out that I am in no way an expert on digital animation or editing at all. I am not even a novice. I've never taken a class or anything, but to me, this is just super cool, and I can really appreciate the editors behind this movie. This next scene is really cool as well. You got Banner in the Hulkbuster suit being overtaken by the Outriders, and it's really cool because they show you just how simple they start with the animation. Now, I'm sure there's nothing simple about it. I'm sure it takes a lot of hard work, but to the eye, it's kind of this grayish outline of it, and then as the scene goes on, they show you just how detailed they get, adding the color, adding the lines. If you notice the background, they touch up the background as well. So it's really cool to see where they start and where they end. This next scene isn't so much of animation and editing of the background, but it's more of Thanos' face. If you're not too familiar with how this facial animation works, what they do is they put cameras on Josh Brolin's face, who is the actor that plays Thanos, and then they record all of these facial expressions that he does while he is acting like he's Thanos, and then they animate them into what you see on screen. The first part of this next scene is again kind of showing you the layering of the scene, the editing process and order that takes place when they're doing this scene. Then this second part is they actually show you the way that they create these machines that Thanos' army has. It's actually really interesting because you can see here that they actually engineered this machine as they designed it. It's not just the outside layer of what we all see on the movie screen. They actually designed this in a way that makes it look the most realistic as it can. Again, just another one of those things that makes you really appreciate what went on to make this movie happen. This next part is great because they show Mark Ruffalo acting like he's in the Hulkbuster suit. Now, obviously, he's not in a real-life Iron Man Hulkbuster suit, but he has to act like he is. You can see him as he's talking in front of the green screen. He's shifting his body, acting like he's actually getting hit. You have to give it up to these actors for just really doing such a great job with this movie. The scene continues and they show you just how they make the scene, starting again with the background, then adding the characters, and then adding the water and the splashes. It's all really cool to see come together. And again, this last scene, they show you again this piece by piece of how the scene is built, how the animation process takes place. I love seeing all of this footage of how everything is built, the process that it takes to make all of this come to life on screen. It's just super awesome because Marvel movies are my favorite movies, and when you see them, you're wowed. It's like, wow, this stuff really looks real, and we have no idea what it takes to make it look that way. And it just always gives me a greater appreciation of the movies that I already love. So there you have it, another behind the scenes video breakdown, and yes, there are still more to come. Until then, be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on so you can be updated whenever I release more of these videos, and of course, like this video before you leave if you don't mind. As always, thank you so much for watching. Woof woof.